And as it's Friday, happy Friday, I thought I would tell you a story about the time that I had a major fall into the ocean and pretty much almost drowned. So if you'd like to hear that, please continue watching. So this needs to be backed up a little bit to say that I was in Hawaii for a conference that I was invited to speak at, and instead of going with my mom or my parents or some other attendant, I decided to go with one of my friends. And she was a couple years older than me, but still one of my friends to this day. And she was visually impaired. So when we were going around, we were kind of, two disabled people around Hawaii. So we were there for, I think, 10 days. And in this 10 days, I'm sorry, I'm not using my hands right now because I just got yelled at a interview about not using, well, it wasn't an interview particularly, it was a mock interview thing that I use my hands too much, so I'm not using my hands anymore. So anyway, that was a tangent. So we went to Hawaii together and we had an awesome time at the conference. The conference was 2 or 3 days, but we were there for 10 days because we thought, why go to Hawaii to, just fly in and out? You're there, it's probably the only time you're gonna be there, so take advantage of it and take some time. So this was right in the end of school, so we didn't really miss any classes, I don't believe. I think we maybe missed a day, but that wasn't much, and we decided to just go to Hawaii and have fun and go to this conference. So we went to this conference. The conference itself was good, but a couple of days to the end of the trip, I think this was the second last day. I have so many stories from this trip, but this is just one of them. And we were at the beach, and this was something we wanted to do for a while. We had a hotel that had a pool, of course, but we never had a beach, and being Canadian, you don't get the same beach experience here that you would there. So we found a spot and we went to the beach. It was a big thing for us, sand in toes and everything, and we were all, oh gross, sand in your toes, ugh, let's be clean. But then we realized, well, we're at the beach. I was just gonna sunbathe and she was gonna go and swim. And so she's been swimming for years, so I wasn't really worried about it. But I made sure to bring a really bright towel that pretty much nobody else had, so that when she was finding her way back, she could find her way back. Well, she went out for a swim. I was listening to music, sunbathing, whatever, and she's like, Mindy, you gotta go out there. And I'm like, okay. And so we both thought that, okay, if I just sat on the shore, it would be kind of nice. The water would just kind of come up around my feet, and I can swim, I should say. I can swim, but it wasn't happening that day. But we thought it would be nice for the water to come up, and just, I wouldn't be in any danger. I wouldn't even really be swimming, but I would still get the water around and on me and whatever. Well, we didn't think that in Hawaii they're known for waves and surfing. Well, this day it was a little bit windy, but it wasn't that windy. It was the perfect day, and I had heard a couple of guys say, as we were walking in, oh, the waves are great today, but I never thought to like think of what that would have meant. So she is sort of swimming, and all of a sudden this big wave comes and it kind of envelops me, and so I'm like, okay, like kind of came up from that wave and, you know, got my bearings again, and oh, there's another one. And this happened like 2, 3, 4 times. I'm sort of like falling into the ocean, kind of not really drowning, and my friend who is visually impaired is out there, and then she sort of realizes like what's going on, so she comes to try and save me from these like waves that are just kind of slowly drowning, not drowning me, and she really couldn't, so we ended up like rolling on top of each other like across the beach. Oh jeez. And like all of Waikiki got a show that they probably should have had to pay for, and then we had to get up and walk all the way back to our like towel, which was all the way up the beach, and it was not, and this beach was not, it was like kind of tiered, and so after being like juggled around for so long, you just, at least I just couldn't, I could barely like move, so I think we stayed around for like another hour after that, and then I kind of said, okay, we're done. And she said, yeah, I think we're done. We have sand everywhere. Ugh. The waves, the water. At the same time, I would have done it again in a heartbeat. It was so much fun, and I don't know, I love it there. I always have, and I always will. But that was the story of how I like almost drowned, kind of fell into the waves, kind of didn't, kind of was waterboarded, kind of wasn't, all in Waikiki without my parents knowing. So if you have any funny stories to do with pools or swimming or funny summer stories, please leave them down below. I'd like to get to know them and get to know you guys. If you like this story time and would like to hear more falling story times specifically from me, please leave a comment and or a like. And if you know somebody who you think this video could help, please feel free to share it. See, I didn't even use my hands. Jenny would be proud. Yay! Bye guys. Keep pushing.